About post-birth DNA, the question that we're posing to you, the audience, as well as what I'm posing to the ladies here on the show, is whether post-DNA testing should be a standard procedure for new mothers. Is it going to create more certainty, reduce legal disputes between parents, or is it going to bring chaos? Recently, there have been some news headlines attributing to whether post-DNA testing should be mandatory. So I'm going to throw it to the ladies. Off the cuff, what are you feeling about this suggestion?
When it comes to issues of organ matching and blood donation, sometimes it's very good that we have this information there so there's no back and forth and it doesn't drag the whole situation. Knowing the child's DNA, I think, is very important because at that point in time, when the information is there, you know exactly who to go to. You're not going to have to now go through the entire process to know truly if the child belongs to one person or doesn't belong to the other. Personally, I think for medical reason, it's important for us to have that, the DNA, so we know, you know, what the child's DNA pretty much is. Personally.
I think this conversation is coming. Helen, you're giving me the look. So I know you have something to say.
Helen doesn't want to be mandatory.
But this conversation is coming from the back of a recent story where one of the fallen eights who needed DNA testing, they needed to match and be able to identify the body. I believe that they had asked his wife to bring the child for DNA testing. However, she refused. And this became sort of like a family issue as well, but it's also come into the media space. So now people are having these conversations. Should DNA be taken? Should there be a test of every single baby that is born? Or is it, you know, the purview of the mother, of the father to say, we want this DNA done, or please leave us in peace, this is our situation, let's just be moving on. Do you see what I'm saying, Helen?
I think it should definitely be an opt-in thing. Not that as soon as a child is born, we have to do the paternity and test who the father is. Maybe nobody wants to know. And also, I mean, I understand the Regina's angle of for medical purposes, but sometimes even your parents aren't even the best match for certain donations and things like that. You might have a different blood group or blood type from, or genotype from your parents.
Is that possible?
It's not, not
to have the blood from any of them, completely different?
I think it's a possibility. I don't know if it's always the case. I'm sure it's easier to get medical, shall I say, cohesiveness if you have a family member present. But it doesn't always mean that that's the best match for you. But I can see from that angle, you know, why somebody might say, oh, as soon as a child is born, we need to know who the father is. So, for example, you've decided to make this mandatory. I give birth, and then we find out that it doesn't belong to my husband, or it doesn't belong to the individual I have said is the father. Are you going to provide post-counseling? I mean, does that also follow that you're going to provide aftercare? Because these are sensitive matters. If you're going to now be dishing out this kind of information, does it then mean that you'll provide whatever assistance, whatever need, whatever care, you know, to make sure that all parties walk away feeling mentally secure? I think it's very simplistic to say, oh, yes, let's test everybody. But there's a lot that goes into it. Sometimes even the father doesn't want to know, let me tell you. Maybe the father doesn't even want to know.
Or the father already knows.
Or the father already knows.
That it may not be his, but he's willing to step in and fill in those shoes because of certain situations. I think one thing we're also not considering is the cost element. Doing DNA testing, I mean, I don't necessarily have the figures as to how much it costs, but I would presume it's not that cheap. Is it a cost that the hospital is going to take, or the mother is going to take?
Or the government.
Or the government. Already, we have, you know, mothers who are not even able to pay their bills in terms of, you know, giving birth. You now want to saddle them with, now we have to do DNA tests. I don't think, like, that's fair, you know? So this is something that should really be the choice of the parents, the mothers involved.